beer, cut or peeled, vegetables or fruits also, vegetables, dry fruits, like this. For these are used. One time this question is asked, sulfite is antioxidant for which of the following? So all these are example. That time they given as an option wine. Wine is one of the alcohol. For that this is used as an antioxidant for preserving long time. Sulfur dioxide also. This is question asked in the Navodaya examination. Okay. So now we know that artificial sweeteners, food preservative, antioxidant. Antioxidants is also one of the food preservative, but here the main thing is we are stopping the reaction of oxygen with the food materials. Here food preservative, it means any other microorganism, they may react with the food material, then food will be spoiled. So this is based on the osmosis. For example, the bacteria or any virus attack to the food, then food will be spoiled. So it is based on the osmosis, you know, hypotonic solution. So if bacteria attack to the pickle concentration is more because it is salty, then whatever the liquid present in the bacteria, that will be comes into the pickle and that bacteria will be die. This is based on the osmosis process actually. So these are the chemicals in food. Other than this, what are there? Colors will be there, stabilizing agents will be there, flour improver will be there. Now you may be seeing that maida is white color, maida flour is a white color because that color is improved by adding the some chemicals, and some are fat stabilizing agents are there, some nutrition valued substance also is there, vitamins, minerals like this, but very rare. Nowadays everything is totally mixed with some other substance, and our health is going to be spoiled. That's why try to take a proper food. That is also very, very, very important. Next one is cleansing agent. Cleansing agents are which one? Soaps and detergents. Soaps and detergents are cleansing agents. It may be removed fat or dirty on the skin or the fabric. It means clothes. They are called soaps and detergent. So first we will discuss about the soap. Soap means what is the sodium or potassium salts of long chain fatty acids. Once again, this is important for board level. You have to write in the board level. Those are first year student. If it is video display for first year student, then you have to remember what is a soap. Soap is what is that? Sodium or potassium salts of long chain fatty acid. What are the long chain fatty acid? You may be studied in the biology also. Stearic acid, linoleic acid, palmitic acid. These are the long chain fatty acid. Mean nearly 15, 16, 17, 18 carbon chains are present in their carbon chain length. Long chain mean what is that? Above nearly 10 to 12 above carbons are there. They are called fatty acid, carboxylic acid. If that carboxylic acid react with the base, that is called sodium or potassium hydroxide, then it forms sodium or potassium salts of carboxylic acid. Long chain carboxylic acid is called soap. Otherwise, note down that point. What is the soap definition? Sodium or potassium salts of long chain fatty acids are called soap. How it is prepared? This is a glycerol ester. Glyceryl ester. Glyceryl ester of long chain fatty acid treated with base, that is NaOH or KOH. It gives which one? Sodium or potassium salt of long chain fatty acids. sodium or potassium salts of long chain fatty acid. This is called soap. Along with this, what is there? Glycerol will be comes out. How it is separate? Whatever this long chain fatty acid is formed in the form of what do you call emulsion type or colloidal form. This is colloidal form. This is in the form of colloidal. To this, if you add NaCl, this will be precipitated. That precipitated is sodium or potassium salts of fatty acid. That is only called soap. And remaining is filter out. In the filter rate down, what you will get? In filter paper you will get this precipitate, and remaining liquid comes down, that is called glycerol. This is separated by using the fractional distillation process. Okay, you know the fractional distillation process in the first year organic chemistry. So keep in mind this equation also given. I don't want to write the equation, otherwise if you want, like this equation is there, CH2O long chain fatty acid, like this big carbon chain, CHO ester mean here C double bond also is there, like this big carbon chain CH2O C double bond O, a big carbon chain will be there. When this is treated with the sodium, then what you will get? Big carbon chain C double bond O Na, along with which one? Glycerol. This is called soap. This is called soap. This may be stearic acid. If this formula is C17H35COO Na, this is called soap. Sodium stearate. What do you call this? Is sodium stearate. This is one of the example, because stearic acid is one of the long carbon chain acid. Palmitic acid is one of the long carbon chain acid. Oleic acid is one of the long carbon chain acid. So how many carbons are there here? 17 plus 1, 18 carbons are there in this carboxylic acid. So we know what is the soap. All these soaps, how it is prepared, are heating with heating with the base. What are the base? Sodium or potassium hydroxide base. So soaps are prepared by heating oils or fat with the base or alkali. That any one word they may use. Oil or fat heated with the alkaline. This alkaline may be which one? Sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. Then we will get the soap. And different soaps are there. Their names also different, because of some other raw material, some extra they may add, then their flavor, it means smell and color, something will be different. But every soap is made up of with the heating fat or oil with the base. But sodium and potassium hydroxide soaps are soluble in water. But keep in mind other salts, it means here sodium is there, then this is soluble. Potassium is there, soluble. If calcium is there, magnesium is there, they are insoluble. That's why you may be heard that in the hydrogenated compound chapter, soaps are not remove the dirty in the hard water, because the precipitate or scum is formed. SCUM, the scum is formed, and that is greasy time stick to the cloth or hair, that not easily remove the dirty or grease or fats. Therefore keep in mind these are only used, sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. But potassium hydroxide if you use, then potassium salts of carboxylic acid, that soaps are not harm to your skin, and that is smooth, and that is better than the sodium hydroxide. Therefore potassium salts of carboxylic acid soaps are better than the sodium hydroxide salts of carboxylic acid. Okay, so now we know the what is a soap and how it is prepared. So next, types of soaps. Types of soap mean what is that? One of the soap is there here, toilet soap. Toilet soap mean what is that? Don't consider it is in the toilet. Your bathing soap is known as the toilet soap. So if you read the description in your soap packet, in that may be given toilet soap mean whatever you are using, that soap for bathing or face washing purpose. If you use toilet soap, will what do you call Mysore sandal soap, if you observe, then on that this is very clearly mentioned, this is toilet soap. and on that also some their percentage is there. 75 above, that is a better, and 75 below, that is not better. So if you take the mycelium sandal soap and what do you call Medimix soap, they are having the some percentage will be there. You read that very clearly on the box, then you will know that that percentage are very better. Okay, so above 75%, generally very rare 75 above percent. So I think mycelium sandal only having somewhat better grade, that one. So these toilet soaps are prepared by using better grade fats or oil, and they are taking care about the removal of alkaline, because you may be seeing the advertisement in the TVs, Dove soap, and they are showing the pH. If you use the more different soaps having the pH not matching your skin, then that is harmful. Like this, they are giving advertisement. Actually, we don't know everything. They are only are giving all information. So try to use the pH matching to your body, that type of soaps, that is better. So they are taking care of removing the more base is there, because when you are preparing soap, then you are using alkaline, so the pH will be more is there, mean again it is harmful. You may be observed that if you are washing your cloth with the soap, it means detergent, then somewhat your skin will be outer layer skin will be removed, and somewhat it look like the when you are using your hands in the water more time, then it somewhat shrinken. All these effect due to this alkaline nature. That's why the pH should be maintained, and some colors also they are adding, some perfumes also adding, then it will more attractive. So keep in mind, toilet soap mean not for using for toilet purpose, it is bathing soap only, and washing for face purpose only. Another are some soaps are floating in water. They are prepared by beating with a tiny, it means small air bubbles, that is called soaps which are float in water. Some are transparent soap will be there. You may be observed that Medimix transparent soap, or any other what do you call Pierce glycerin soap also will be there. These are very transparent. If you see, then your face also will appear. So these soaps are prepared dissolving in alcohol and evaporated the more solvent, so they are called transparent soap. All soaps are prepared by same fat, same oil, only some other raw material will be changed, and attractive purpose they may add colors and perfumes. These are the deodorants, like this they may add, but every soaps having the fats or oil only, that is keep in mind. So what are the soaps we discussed? One is toilet soap, another one is a floating soap, another is transparent soap, another is medicated soaps. Medicated soap means Dettol soap, and another is which one, Savlon soaps. Like this you may be observed, these are having some medicated values. It means antibiotic, antiseptic, like this they are adding into that soap. So some medical values also. Medimix also, if you use the Medimix soap, then your any skin diseases will be there, that will be easily reduced, because I observed that is. And Dettol soap nowadays everyone using for hand wash purpose and everything, so that is also one of the medicated soap. And some other also, if some soaps only we know, some other we don't know, so you check the some of the medicated soaps also will be there. And next, another one is shaving purpose also, some creams are there, some soaps are there, because when you maybe observe in the hair cutting shops, they are using that some cream that is not easily dry up. If you use a soap, immediately dry up. If when you are shaving with the soap, then it is easily dry up, then it is somewhat feeling hard. Then for keeping long time as a foam, then they are adding some substance that gives a more leather, it means foam type, that is called rosin, is one of the substance that gives the sodium rosinate. Keep in underline in your textbook, sodium rosinate is a chemical substance which gives a more leather or foam. Leather mean that gives a foam type, then it is not easily dry up. Glycerol is added for to prevent the rapid dry up. Okay, and next, some what do you call Dry cleaning, it means for washing purpose also some soaps are there, that is called laundry soaps, that is called laundry soaps. So in that also some fillers are added, sodium carbonate, sodium this rosinate, also some substance they are adding. Other than these soaps, we have now surf, that is called powder form, and what do you call chips form, and so many. These are also prepared in the same way. They are also having the same cleansing property as like the soaps. Next, cleansing property, how this work, that maybe you studied in the surface chemistry chapter. There also cleansing action is there. This is based on the formation of micelle formation. Micelle formation, you know that how first when you apply the soap or detergent, then it forms the micelle, and as an emulsion form, when you use a large amount of water, the dirty also goes along with the micelle, because in micelle what is there, the number of this long chain molecules will be there, and this is hydrophobic part, this is hydrophilic part. Fats or grease or dirty is hydrophobic part, that is dissolved in the hydrophobic part, and this attract the water molecule and form a big molecule, that is called micelle. Then the dirty will be removed. Already you know in the surface chemistry, don't worry. If not been, once again you go through the chapter surface chemistry, there you will know that. But these soaps are not work properly in hard water because it form the precipitate, because those are studied well in the hydrogenated compound first year chapter. There also you know that hard water, soft water. In hard water the soaps are detergent will can give the leather more, but soaps are not gives leather more in the hard water. You may be observed in your day-to-day life also, if you bathing bathing in the soft water, it you feel it, you did the some bathing in with the soft water. But if you do with the hard water, then you only feel the somewhat dirtiness is there on your body. So this is due to the scum or precipitate is not easily removed from our skin, or when you wash with the your cloth with the some soaps, then it is not easily removed. Because of this, you know that sodium and potassium salts are soluble, but calcium, magnesium salts are not easily soluble because they are in the form of precipitate. Okay, so we know the how the soap is remove the dirty, that is called cleansing action. But keep in mind, synthetic detergents are more effective than the soaps. So detergents are very effectively work in the soft water also, in hard water also. They will give the what do you call leather or foam very well, because synthetic compounds these are, and detergents are more effective. Detergents are generally sodium or potassium salts of sulfonic acid salt. Soaps are which one? Sodium salts of long chain carboxylic acid, fatty acids. These are carboxylic acid is soap, sulfonic acid salts are detergent. That you have to remember. What is the difference between the soaps and detergent? Detergents are sodium or potassium salts of sulfonic acid, long chain sulfonic acid. There COH not there, SO3 will be there, sulfuric acid formula will be there, like, okay. So keep in mind very well, detergents different and soaps are different. Okay. So soaps are sodium or potassium salts of carboxylic acid. Detergents are sodium or potassium long chain sulfonic acid. This is very important, and detergents are better, gives a cleansing action than the soaps. Now these are the three types. One is anionic type. First one, anionic type. Anionic detergent. This anionic detergent is, consider one example, CH3 CH2 10 S CH2 SO3 Na. This is sodium salt of which one? This is sulfonic, long chain sulfonic acid salt. This is called sodium lauryl. sodium lauryl sulfonate, this is one of the detergent. This is negative part, this is positive part. This negative part attract towards the lyophilic, it means water attracting part. In this hydrophobic part, that dirty or fat may be dissolved and totally it removes the dirtiness or greasy or fats from the clothes or skin. So this is anionic part. One of the example they may give there, which of the following is lauryl sulfate, sodium lauryl sulfate, or which is the anionic detergent. Then you have to know the name also, you have to know their formula also. These are very, very important. Okay, actually how it is prepared, this is CH3 CH2 taken 10 CH2OH. This is lauryl alcohol. First it is treated with the H2SO4, then water molecule removed. Here this is sulfuric acid formula. Then here like this water molecule loss, H2O loss, then CH3 CH2 taken 10 and CH2. This is O and this O, totally this is represented as SO4H 1 2 3 4, water molecule removed. Write like this. Okay, then treated with the sodium hydroxide, then we will get this is. So keep in mind, very, very important. This is sodium lauryl sulfate is anionic salt detergent. Another one is CH3 CH2 11. This is dodecyl, it means 12 carbons are there, 11 plus 1, dodecyl sodium sulfonate. This is also one of the anionic detergent. So these are the two examples are given. Keep in mind, formulas are very, very, very important, 1 and 2. Next one is, these are useful in household purpose. Another one is also used in the toothpaste. Uses are, remember here, these anionic detergents are used for, one is household purpose, another one is in toothpaste. Okay, this is about the anionic detergent. Second one is cationic detergent. Cationic detergent. Cationic detergent, one of the example is quaternary ammonium salt. Quaternary ammonium in what is it? This is nitrogen is the 4 bond. For example, this methyl, this is also methyl, this is also methyl. When you are getting the 4 bond, one positive charge will be there here. This is called quaternary ammonium salt. This will be very long chain. Along with this, you maybe have here anion, maybe bromide ion, maybe chloride ion, that may be acetate ion. This is called cationic detergent general formula. But in your textbook, this long chain is given. That long chain form is CH3 CH2 taken 15. CH3 CH2 taken 15. So this is called cetyl trimethyl ammonium. If bromide is there, bromide. Chlorine is there, chloride. Cetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide is one of the good cationic detergent, and this is used in the hair conditioner. Keep in mind, these cationic detergents are used in the hair conditioner. Note down that point. And these are somewhat expensive. That's why this is in limited use. That is very, very important, cationic hair conditioner, and also having the germicidal property. It means to kill the germs also this is used, and this is expensive. Keep in mind, cationic detergents are used in the hair conditioner and germicidal property, expensive, therefore limited use also is there. And last one is non-ionic. Anion is negative, cation is positive. Here this cationic part, here this anionic part. So here anionic part is more effectively work, here cationic part more effectively work. Next one is non-ionic part. Non-ionic part meaning what is that? No positive, no negative. No positive, no negative. For this one example is there. That example I want to write here. That is CH3 CH2 taken 16 and COOH plus OH CH2 CH2O taken N CH2 CH2OH minus water, both are react and gives the water, and it form CH3 CH2 taken 16 COO CH2 CH2O taken N CH2 CH2OH. Anywhere there is no charge, then this is one of the stearic acid and glycerol ester. This is do not having any positive negative charge. Generally this is used in liquid dishwash. You maybe know that Vim gel and Prim something liquid gels are there to use for liquid dishwashing purpose, and nowadays some machines also is there for dishwashing. In that also some powder form they are using, that is different. So this liquid dishwash are also work as like this detergent. So this cleansing action is similar to the detergent and soap. Now the last part is these detergents or soap, how these are useful to environment. Generally these are also one of the pollution. If it is branched chains are not easily biodegraded. When these are not easily biodegraded, these are reached to the river or pond or lake in the effluents. Effluents mean what is that? Liquid wastage, and these are persist in a long time. Therefore, this may cause more frothing into the river. You may be observed that when drainage is flowing from one place to another place, sometime in the very metropolitan cities, you may be observed that it will use a more froth. Otherwise you may be observed that in the beach or somewhere the side part having the more froth because of this all wastage, because some people they bought and use the soaps, they having the maybe branched chain hydrocarbon, they are not easily degraded and it gives the pollution. Therefore keep in mind, always use those are having the long carbon chain, not the branched chain. So long carbon chain, straight chain are easily degraded, branched chains are not easily biodegraded, they cause the pollution. So which is better? Straight chain hydrocarbon chain, carboxylic acid maybe, or maybe hydrocarbon chain, they are better and they can easily biodegradable and do not cause any pollution. With this chemistry in everyday life chapter is completed, but keep in mind in this chapter for competitive exam purpose what you have to remember, every heading definition you have to remember, because which of the following like this correct, incorrect also they may give, and each and every example you have to remember. You will read your textbook and note down the only which medicine used for which type of problem. Antacid, antihistaminic, tranquilizers, analgesics, narcotic, non-narcotic, and antibiotics, antiseptics, and what do you call anti-fertility drug, food preservative, food antioxidant, artificial sweetener, their times also, and these detergents, everything note down and practice. Only very important chapter for all CET level to JEE mains level, NEET level, compulsory question come from this chapter. Thank you.